Hello everyone, my name is Amy Wilcox. I am 60 years old. I have been married to my husband Ron for 42 years. We have 2 children, 6 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. They are all a large part of our lives and enjoyment. I am a retired nurse. I worked for 33 years at Sparrow Hospital. My last 12 years were spent in the pediatric ICU and then pediatric outpatient before retiring. My husband and I also own a sheep farm using the lambs for 4-H projects for our grandchildren and others. I enjoy gardening, taking care of the sheep, and spending time with my grandchildren. Just after retirement, I chose to have both of my hips replaced because of arthritis that was due to many years of being on my feet at work. A week after my second hip surgery in October 2017, I had a stiff neck and neck pain. Later that night, I got out of bed and had some numbness and tingling in my left hand and called out to my husband. I knew these were signs of a brain bleed. I fell to the floor and had a seizure. And after I woke up, I remember thinking, give me that medicine to get rid of the clot in my head. This thought was triggered by a commercial I saw the previous evening for TPA, which is a medication that breaks up clots during a stroke. I was aware of TPA not only because of the commercial, but also because of my nursing career. Unfortunately, I was not able to receive it because of the spinal anesthesia I received the week before during my hip surgery. I don't remember anything that happened until approximately a month and a half after my surgery to remove the clot. First thing that I remembered was being in the hospital and my nephew saying, "Aunt Amy, we love you." When I woke up, I experienced left arm and leg paresis, difficulty swallowing, and left visual neglect. I also experienced emotional difficulties, including severe anxiety and suicidal thoughts. That was unlike me because I was always a very strong person. I become very worried about something happening to Ron and where I would go if something did happen to him. After the surgery to remove the clot in my brain, I spent about 4 months at Medalodge in Okemos in order to begin my rehabilitation journey. In March 2018, I came to Origami as an outpatient clinic client. While at Origami, I began therapies including speech, vision, OT, PT, and psychology. Some of these things that I worked on in PT, including walking, navigating doorways, using prism glasses, and strengthening the muscles in my hip using the parallel bars and my AFO, which is a hard ankle brace. I also work at strengthening my arm, dressing myself, and complete visual spatial activities in OT. In speech, I dug my own raised garden and grew tomatoes and peas and worked on my memory. In psychology, I learned ways to deal with my depression to get through my daily activities. The difficulties my injuries caused impacted me and my family in lots of ways. More specifically, I had difficulties interacting with my grandkids due to my left-sided weakness. I was unable to hold them and had difficulty with word finding when talking to them. I was also very emotional and would cry at the drop of a hat. This was frustrating for both my husband and I. Since I came to Origami, I have noticed progress in several areas. In speech, I have made a lot of progress with my memory and word finding. I have learned memory strategies to help recall information such as names. In OT, I I have made progress with increasing movement in my left arm. I've also used tactile stimulation and vibration to facilitate the movement of my left arm. I'm now able to feed myself, transfer in and out of my wheelchair with assistance, and make a fist with my left hand. OT has also helped with my vision by using strengthening activities and prism glasses. This is important to me now because I am now able to do two things that I love to do: reading and watching the Pistons and the Red Wings. In PT, I use my AFO to walk with a Hemi walker, and I hate it. My left knee and ankle also have no stability, so I use this brace to help provide support. I'm now able to walk up and down one step with assistance. Since I've received psychology service, I have noticed that I am able to talk about my condition without crying all the time. I have also noticed less suicidal thoughts. Due to my background as a nurse, I knew the road ahead as a result of my diagnosis. I did not want to believe or accept that this was happening to me and Ron. Sorry. I learned as a result of this diagnosis that it's much easier to teach patients how to care for themselves as opposed to being a patient having to completely self-care tasks. Learning how to be patient with my husband was hard. I depend on him a lot each day. Since my injury, I have learned new ways to compensate for my deficits. I currently use and wear prism glasses. These assist me with being more aware of my body position and posture. I have greatly improved in my ability to navigate doorways without running into the wall. I'm also a lot less dizzy. To help me with my memory, I take notes and use alarms in my phone to help me remember what I need to do. For reading, I use a highlighter to remind me of the left and my finger to help me keep track of where I am. At the beginning of my rehabilitation, it was hard to take feedback because I never needed it before. I was frustrated because I wasn't the way I used to do. It was frustrating because I wasn't the way I was used to doing things. However, after I tried it out and got used to it, it was easier because I needed a different way of doing things with my injuries. Though I'm better at accepting feedback, there are some things I will probably never completely accept, such as not being able to garden like I used to or playing with my grandkids like I did before. It hasn't been easy, but I'm learning to accept help from Ron, and that sometimes you just have to cry. I'm not supposed to now, though. I have a hard time thinking of my personal strengths, but my therapists tell me I'm motivated, determined, and committed to my goals. If I don't think I can do something, I tell myself just to try it and then do it. No one else can do it for me. My personal goals include being able to walk unassisted, to gain movement in my left arm, and to improve my eyesight. I have made progress in all areas. I can now walk shorter distance with a Hemi walker, that thing again. I am starting to be able to squeeze with my left hand, and with my prism glasses, my eyesight is improving. I would like to thank the staff at Metalodge for caring for me. I would like to thank the staff at Origami, including Mariah, Erica, Amy, Jessica, Tracy, Mackenzie, Julianne, Dr. Weiss, Dr. Langhorst, and all of the interns for the wonderful care that they have given me. I would also like to thank my husband, Ron, for all the hard work, finally my children and grandchildren for helping me and keeping my spirits up. As unfortunate as it was to have a brain bleed and seizure, there is something I am doing now that I never would have done if it hadn't happened, namely giving a speech like I am right now. The main reason I agreed to speak tonight is with the hope that I might help as many people as possible, and because Mackenzie talked me into it. Thank you.